Anne Frank, Friday, August 14th, 1942. I have described you for a whole month, but honestly, there is so little news here that I can't find amusing things to tell you every day. The Van Dons arrived on July 13th. We thought that they were coming on the 14th, but between the 13th and 16th of July, the Germans called up more people right and left, which created more and more unrest. So they played for safety, better a day too early than a day too late. At 9:30 in the morning, we were still having breakfast. Peter arrived, the Van Don's son, not 16 yet, a rather soft, shy, gawky youth. Can't expect much from his company. Aw. He brought his cat, Mooschi, with him. That's cool. And Mr. and Mrs. Van Daan arrived half an hour later, and to our great amusement, she had a large potty in her hat box. I don't feel at home anywhere without my chamber, she declared. So it was the first thing to find its permanent resting under her divan. Mr. whatever divan is. Mr. Van Daan did not bring his, but carried a folding tea table under his arm. I want a potty. From the day after, they arrived with all meals cozily together, and after 3 days, it was just as if we were one large family. Naturally, the Van Dams were able to tell us a lot about the extra week they had spent in the inhabited world. Among other things, we were very interested to hear what had happened to our house and to Mr. Godsmith, Mr. Van Deen told us. Mr. Godsmith phoned at 9 o'clock on Monday morning and asked if I could come around. I went immediately and found G, Mr. Godsmith, in a state of great agitation. Oh, I guess they called Mr. Godsmith G. That's what they call me, G. You guys really want to know that, right? G was in a great state of agitation. He let me read a letter that the Franks had left behind and wanted to take the cat to the neighbors as indicated in the letter, which pleased me. Mr. G was afraid that the house would be searched, so we went through all the rooms, tidying up a bit, and cleared away the breakfast things. Suddenly I discovered a writing pad on Mr. Frank's desk with an address and Maastrachten written on it. Although I knew that this was done on purpose, I pretended to be very surprised and shocked and urged Mr. G tear up this unfortunate little piece of paper without delay. I went on pretending that I knew nothing of your disappearance all the time, but after seeing the paper I got a brainwave. Mr. Goudsmith, I said, it suddenly dawns on me what this address may refer to. Now it all comes back to me. A high-ranking officer was in the office about 6 months ago. He appeared to be very friendly with Mr. Frank and offered to help me, should the need arise. He was stationed in Maastricht. I think he must have kept his word and somehow or other managed to get them into Belgium and then on to Switzerland. I should tell this to my friends who may inquire. Don't, of course, mention Maastricht. With those words I left the house. Most of your friends know already because I've been told myself several times by different people. We were highly amused at the story, and when Mr. Van Daan gave us further details, laughed still more at the way people can let their imagination run away with them. One family had seen the pair of us pass on bicycles very early in the morning, and another lady knew quite definitely that we were fetched by a military car in the middle of the night. That was Friday, August 14th, 1942. The lesson of that entry is be suspect of all eyewitnesses. If you enjoyed that, click the subscribe button, and I appreciate you watching.